never becoming satisfied. Like satisfied should be that's like a curse word. Well, not a curse word. I love curse words. It should like if you don't like curse words, it should be a curse word, right? I don't know what kind of a word it should be, but you shouldn't strive to be satisfied, right? We don't want to be satisfied. There's a big difference between being satisfied and being grateful. Right? I'm grateful for everything that I have, but I'm never satisfied, man. I'm like, dude, because every time I get somewhere, like I know that I'm capable of more and I want to take it to the next level. But now I know those numbers. So based on, okay, if I do everything else the same, right? And now I know that, okay, hey, if I want to do X amount of sales, I've got to get X amount of opt-ins. I know what to do to make that predictable, to get the outcome that I want, right? My real estate business, we know exactly how many, on the buy side and the sell side, working with buyers and sellers, we know exactly, okay, 200 dials equal 40 conversations. 40 conversations equals 4 appointments made. 4 appointments made equals 1 closed sale. So if we want to close a sale a week per agent, then what do we focus on? 200 dials. That's it. That's the only. You just make sure you get your 200 dials in that week. Love it. So okay, culture and what are some things that you do there? Because you guys have a high producing team with not a lot of people. For the amount of production that you do, usually I see a team size that's about double yours. So what are you guys doing to keep their production up, for their goal setting, keep that culture alive?
Sure. So it's work hard, play hard. I mean, I think for us, it's setting goals. Every October, we set our goals for the following year. How are we going to hit them? What are we going to do if we hit them? So 2015, we made a decision if we hit 110 million in volume with the team that we have, we're going to take everybody to Cabo. So that was a big, and that was a decision. I didn't make that decision. That's what they wanted to do. Monthly and quarterly, we grab lunches and dinners together. A couple months ago, we did the whole team did manicures and pedicures, and the girls love that stuff. You drink a glass of wine, take off early on Friday, go home early. So I think that when you're working hard and you're in the real estate industry and it's not 40-hour work weeks for the administrative people, they deserve every bit of that. And so that's what we've done historically is work hard, play hard, but get to know each other outside of work. When we go to those events, a week or so ago, we did a cooking class together because everybody said, on their vision boards, and behind me you can't see it, but we do vision boards every year, and it's everything that's on that vision board. Everybody on their vision board said, I want to learn to cook better or I want to eat healthier. And so that was one of my things was, all right, let's go learn how to cook together. Yeah. So.
Okay, so let's say something happens and your business gets totally wiped out. Right? Yes. I mean, your health's good, family's good, all that's good, but you're wiped out, left with little to no money, maybe $300 left in your bank account, but you've retained all this knowledge that you've learned over all your years of operating in real estate and entrepreneurship in life. What are some of the first few things you'd immediately go out there and start doing to rebuild this empire that you built?
Okay. We're not about an empire, Josh, but the way we'd go about that would be, once again, just picking up the phone and talking to people. It's basically and I stress on my agents, it's 80% people, 20% bricks and mortar. So it comes down to people. And the minute you start talking to people and talking without being Buller McCanker and slick salesman talk, it's just generally, Josh, how's it going? Just, how's it with the real estate side of it? Do you need any assistance with buying, selling, leasing? Who do you know I'd be assisting on a real estate transaction? And simply by doing that, and if I've been wiped out or whatever, maybe I'd be even playing a different hand and say, Josh, look, as you know, things are a bit tough, etc. So I'm just calling upon you. We did business, 17 years ago, just wanting to know if there's anything else that I could be assisting you with, or who do you know? So it'd be just making personal contact. That'd be the single biggest factor. Yep. And that's indeed when I came back. Sorry, Josh, after I came back from travelling, people finding us out, and then once they found us, then we decided to go back in business. That's indeed what I did. I went back and started prospecting.
Yep. So there's those basics, those fundamentals. I love it. So this podcast exists. So I wanted to go out there. Seems like there's so much information available today, but it's almost like people need to be on the information diet. It's a lot of people that aren't out there doing it, operating from a place of theory. So I started the podcast so we go out there and interview doers like yourself, people that are actually doing it big and able to give information of how they built these successful businesses. So with that being said, do you have any last words of inspiration or motivation that you'd like to leave our guests with so they can go out there and create an amazing life, an amazing business like you've been able to create?
Yeah, look, I guess the biggest point I would say, Josh, is that, find your passion. So there is people in certain jobs that shouldn't be there, and they might be making good income in that, but if they're not happy and they're not passionate about it, you need to find your passion. Your passion will find your drive. So if I got a new salesman coming in here, I don't try and pen them into somewhere. They have everything to sell, from a $100,000 listing to $1.5 million, and we find it over a period of 90 to 180 days where their passion lies, and we try where best possible to focus there. So I guess be passion and purpose of why you're doing it. Work out why you're working. Is it to sail the Bahamas, or go to France, or what is it to do? Keep healthy. I think too many people chase the internal dollar, and their health goes by the wayside. So you've got to keep your health and family above everything. We had an appointment yesterday, and one of our staff was crushing his time to get there because his daughter was his first day of school. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be even coming if it's first day of school. So your family should come first. And if you keep those virtues there, I think it's a good platform to be going forward from there. And by creating something of sense and value, that's what I love about real estate, Josh, is that whether it's somebody finding their first home, somebody developing a retirement income stream, or a multi-million dollar developer, we're dealing with something tangible, and that's the thing I love. So we're actually contributing something, I see, in the foremost scenario. And whatever we apply in real estate, and as I said to you, we write a business plan, but that business plan, you need a business plan for your personal life. If you adopt what we do in real estate, it can make a hell of a difference to your actual life. And the final thing I'd say is your accountability, being daily accountable to yourself or somebody. So, who's the easiest person to cheat on? Yourself. You've got to be accountable to yourself. So you've got to have somebody to help you be accountable. Write your goals down. Once it's in writing, it's far more tangible. And the final thing is that always be asking questions. So too many agents, and that's probably one of the biggest downfalls apart from prospecting, is that they're in statement based. I've sold this, I've done this, we're that good, blah, blah, blah. Question based. You're into question based, you get a whole different ball game. And I get people all the time that might ring up to say, I want an appraisal. And because I question base them, and because the way they're couched, by the time I've asked them the 10th question, I can't shut them up. And they're telling me what the property's worth and everything else. Whereas you go the other way, statement based, you'll never know. So big question based. So yeah, they're the final points I'd say, Josh.